Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Kevin Conway, and today we're going to be talking about the $2,000 stimulus check and also the $600 stimulus check that was just released to millions of Americans, including myself. I got a debit card version of the stimulus check. If you're one of those people, you're going to want to stick around and find out about that. When I first got it, I thought it was junk mail, so it's kind of strange, but we're going to be talking about the $600 stimulus check and the $2,000 stimulus check, as well as other political and economic news in this video. For those who don't know, my name is Kevin Conway. I make stimulus news update videos and other personal finance videos all the time. So if you're new here, consider subscribing. And for everyone out there, please give a like to this video and share it with whoever you think it might benefit. With that being said, let's get right into the latest news. First things first, if you are getting a stimulus check but you have not actually received it yet, you may want to check your mail because the stimulus check may have gone in the mail directly to you. But here's the kicker, it's not a check for millions of people. If you live in the Western United States, the chances are you received a debit card version of the stimulus check. The reason is because the IRS was trying to process both tax returns now for 2020 and also distribute all of that stimulus check money, and they needed to get the money out the door in some way, and so they did it via a debit card for a lot of people. If you're wondering what it looks like, and if you're wondering whether or not you received junk mail like I thought that I had, this is what it looks like. First off, it is in a white envelope, and it says on the very front, not a bill or advertisement, important information about your economic impact payment, aka your stimulus check, or known as EIP. So this is what it looks like. This is what the letter in the mail actually looks like. And then if you open it, there's going to be this little slip of paper right here. And it just says, enclosed is your economic impact payment card. This is basically the payment card that you can actually use to go spend money at the store, or you can go to an ATM or a bank and actually get the money and withdraw it from there and deposit it into your bank account if you just want the cash, or if you're paying something like rent or a mortgage, which doesn't allow you to use a debit card or a credit card to get. It's the same thing as cash. There are certain limits which are going to be on the back of this little piece of paper right here. This piece of paper on the back shows you the limits of basically what you can do with this debit card. It says you can withdraw up to $1,000 from an ATM with no fee every single day. And then you can also do point of sale transactions of $2,500, or you can go to a bank and actually withdraw the money from this debit card up to $2,500. If you exceed these limits or you do it more than once per day, there are certain small fees, which is pretty irritating to be honest, but you know, it is what it is. It's a stimulus check. I guess we can't complain too much. We're going to talk about the additional round of stimulus checks, the $2,000 stimulus checks, which were promised by the Democrats after they won the Georgia Senate races. We're talking about that later in this video, so you're going to want to stick around because this, I can guarantee you, is not the last of the stimulus checks. We are promised directly from President-elect Joe Biden that we would get another stimulus check. He has been elected. The two senators in Georgia for the Democrats were elected, giving the Democrats unified control of the Senate, the House, and the White House. So this is not the last of the stimulus checks. We can all be assured of that. Now, what does it actually look? So I kind of blacked out what the actual numbers on my card are here, because obviously I still want the stimulus check. But anyway, this is what the card looks. Looks kind of sketchy and weird. I mean, in my personal opinion is they could have done a significantly better job, you know, distributing information and making it seem not like one of those free things you get in the mail, you know, you sign up for AARP or whatever it may be. But anyway, this is essentially what it looks like. It is a piece of paper. It has your card sealed to it. And then you're supposed to call a 1-800 number and activate it by getting a PIN. I've yet to do that. I'm going to do that right after this video. And from there, your card becomes active and you could spend the money or withdraw the cash if you need the cash. Now, just for clarity, even if you received a check last time, you may receive that physical card, your debit card, this time. That's what happened to me personally. And if you received the debit card last time, you may still receive a check this time. And even so, if you received the debit card last time, you still need to receive a second debit card this time with a separate set of money on it. You cannot just keep that old card and get it reloaded with your stimulus check. It is an entirely different payment system. If you're wondering the details and you want to just confirm whether or not this is a legitimate card, just so you know, you can go to irs.gov. It'll tell you exactly all about this card. I think you can go to EIP.com as well, but go to the IRS.gov website and it'll actually link you to this directly. So this economic impact payment cards are sponsored by the Treasury's Bureau of Fiscal Service, managed by the Money Network Financial LLC, and issued by the Treasury's financial agent, MetaBank N.A, whatever that is. That's basically the legal premise behind this. This is the actual entities that are issuing the card. It's a Visa card. There's not a whole lot more to say other than this is a legit real card. If I woke up in 2019, someone told me the government was going to be mailing us debit cards, millions and millions and millions of them, and say, yeah, sure, it's got money on it, I would be really sketched out. But that's why I want to make this video, so that if you're one of those people like me who thought this is junk mail and was seriously about to just throw it away, and then I looked it up on the IRS website, it is real, it is legitimate, this is your stimulus check. But like we talked about, the $2,000 stimulus check is going to follow up this $600 stimulus check. We know that it has been promised to us. Now the details of it and when it'll come, that is up in the balance. But we do know that we were promised directly from President-elect Joe Biden and many people in Congress, including basically the entire Democratic Party, which now has unified control of the government, that a second, or I guess it would be a third, stimulus check of $2,000 is coming. Now, is it $2,000 in addition to the $1,200 in March, the $600 in December, in addition to that? Or is it going to be in total an extra $200, meaning a total sum of $2,000? Or is it going to be on top of the $600, giving you a net additional $1,400? We don't know. All we know is that a third stimulus check is coming. We know that to be the case. It has been extremely clear. Everyone from now Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer, who replaced Mitch McConnell and now is the Senate Majority Leader, he explicitly said that the $2,000 stimulus check is indeed one of the first priorities that his administration, that his party in the Senate is going to take up in 2021. The $2,000 stimulus check is going to come. That's what he said. We also know that Joe Biden said if the Democrats take both of those seats in Georgia, we are going to give the $2,000 stimulus check. And John Ossoff and Raphael Warnock upset the two Republicans, Kelly Loeffler and David Purdue, and got those Senate seats. Let me know what you guys think of the stimulus check, what amount you think is going to be sufficient for you. Let me know if you want $2,000, you want some recurring stimulus, or you think that it's a waste of money and we don't need to spend it that way. I want to hear your comments below. A lot of people seem to support the stimulus check. It's backed up by the different sort of surveys that have been done. 75% of people, according to Oxford Economics, are saying that they want another stimulus check on top of what we've already received. So I want to hear what you guys say in the comments below. But getting back to the data, it's very interesting because this economic recession brought on by the virus is, it's put millions of people into poverty, 8 million more people into poverty, according to many different surveys. Oxford Economics says that we need $3 trillion in additional stimulus on top of what we've already received just to stave off a future recession. So it seems inevitable that we're going to get another very large stimulus package. People estimate that Joe Biden is going to bring to the table a $1 to $1.5 trillion stimulus package when he takes office here in the next few weeks, and that it'll likely be passed pretty quickly by the Senate and the Congress. We're going to know a lot more about that. I'm going to break that down in the subsequent video, so you're going to want to like and subscribe to this channel so I could bring it to you at its latest. I expect there to be additional unemployment insurance in that bill as well. Now, getting back to the $2,000 stimulus check, we know that that $2,000 stimulus check is going to be another check given to us, and we also know there's going to be a lot more stimulus on the near horizon. In political news, we have Trump actually saying yesterday that he is going to concede the election to Joe Biden. He's formally conceding it. He is admitting that President Biden, future President Biden, is going to take office on January 20th, and he is committing to a peaceful transition of power. Now, what's very interesting is we've seen a lot of members of Trump's cabinet, from Betsy DeVos to many others, resign in the wake of the Capitol Hill protests, the Capitol Hill riots, the people storming Capitol Hill, where 4 people died very tragically, and lots of faith in the American system has been shaken. So we've seen Trump commit to that. Facebook has banned Trump from posting until he is out of office. We've seen other sort of tech platforms take away Trump's power and reach. We've also seen Nancy Pelosi, and this is breaking news, she's been speaking with the nation's top military officer about preventing Trump from essentially taking further military action or launching nukes. Now, this is some pretty wild stuff. This sounds like something out of a novel. It's very sad to see. I don't like to see the country is torn apart as it is. I know there's people on the right and the left, people who are just generally not political, people in the center. Everybody can agree that we don't want to see our country this way, and it truly just breaks my heart that we are in a situation like this where we are so angry with one another that we're fighting. And I know that's probably going to upset some people, but I just have to say that I really hope we can all realize we're just Americans at the end of the day. We're all going through this together. This virus, this economy, all of it is our shared burden, and we need to find a way to come together once again. In further news, we have the Democrats saying they may invoke the 25th Amendment to remove Trump from office forcibly over his next 2 weeks, basically before he is scheduled to leave office anyway. The 25th Amendment strips the presidents of their powers and actually gives them to the vice president if the president basically is incapacitated or found unfit for office by a body that the Congress decides. That's usually the cabinet of the president, and it would take a lot for that to occur. But the fact that we're talking about this, it's never been done before in this manner, stripping the president of the power, involuntarily. It's happened before when the presidents have been assassinated or incapacitated in some way. But the 25th Amendment, invoking it in this way to give President Trump no longer any presidential power, is pretty amazing, and that we're even at this point right now. And there's also talks of new articles of impeachment being filed against President Trump for the transgressions in the Capitol Hill riots. Whether or not that materializes, I don't think it will, but the fact is it's brought up. We have people that normally support Trump very staunchly, members of his cabinet, people such as writers and the editorial board from the Wall Street Journal, all calling for Trump to either resign or basically be quiet until he's done with office. So that's basically where we are right now. I'm not trying to be political. I'm just reporting exactly what is happening right now. We have a lot more serious issues too once Trump does leave office. It's not the case that we're going to everything will be just perfect when Joe Biden comes to office. We still have a very tough economy. Unemployment is actually at 6.7%, but the job growth that we've seen over the last 7 months, every single month, has stopped. Job growth is now negative for the first time in 7 months. That's not a good sign. We're trending in the wrong direction. All of this is basically another reason why I think another very large stimulus package is coming very, very soon. So sorry for the somewhat depressing episode today, but I just had to give you the news as it is right now. I know that this year, 2021, is going to be a good year. It may not be exactly who you want in office. It may be the person you want in office. But we do know that there is hope in the future. The vaccine is rolling out. The economy will get better again. We'll get through this. And don't worry, when we have new stimulus packages or whatever it is, I'm going to be sharing as much as I can to try to help you guys out. With that being said, my name is Kevin Conway. Please give a like to this video if you can, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.